Hi, it's Christy at the Burgundy Basket, and we're working on Lambert the Llama, and we are going to be making him some fun hair. I have already done his ears and his head, face, and body and sewed him all together. I think that that's very important to have those parts sewed before you go on with the little hair that we're going to be adding, so that you can go around the ears and you can go down the face, onto the neck and the body easier. If you try to do it in individual pieces and then try to sew your Lambert the Llama together after you've attached the front fun fur hair, it's going to be very, very difficult. I've done the first tutorial showing you how to make these little chain 5 spaces, make the fur around his face, and slip stitch, do a surface crochet slip stitch around the face. And so now I want to show you how to attach this other yarn that I'm going to be continuing his hair with. I'm using Yarn Bee yarn Snuggle Up in a color called Mink. You can use any of these furry yarns that you like, or you can just skip this part altogether and just use a regular yarn to do your chain stitches. Either way, it's going to come out fabulous, but it makes a big difference. But this yarn is very, very hard to work with. Just like this white yarn, this Cloud9 yarn, it's very difficult to see the stitches, to know where you're putting everything, but it really makes a big difference at the end in the cuteness factor. But I wanted to show you how to attach that yarn here. We're just going to pick a spot on the side of the head. This is very forgiving because you don't have to do every chain space, every stitch. It doesn't have to be perfect. So we're just going to put that little yarn there on our crochet hook. And I'm just using my size G, the same thing that I used to make the actual llama. And then we're going to do a little slip stitch here. And I like to tie off these two pieces here, make a nice secure knot before I get started. I don't have to worry about it coming undone later. And I'm just going to weave in this end when we get done. We're just going to pull that back through his head. And just like we did with the white yarn, we're going to do some chain spaces. You can make them the same, like all chain 4s or chain 5s, and then do it all the way around like that, or you can vary them. Llamas don't have the same length hair all over their body. And after you do your chain space, I'm going to do one more right there. I think I only did 4. After you do your chain space, you want to just pull back, like if you're close to the white, you want to pull that back, and then just find the next, like a space on the head that looks like where you want the fur to go. And I'm just going to pick right here. I'm going to go in and out that stitch right there, and I'm going to pull up a loop with the fur. And just like on the white, where we have the two loops on our hook, which are very difficult, you might have to feel them. We're going to either pull down on that loop and help that guide that over our hook, or we're just going to use our fingernail or our finger and pull up on that and then pull that crochet hook there through. It's very tough to slip stitch with this, so you might have to kind of finagle it and help it along because it is very, very finicky. This yarn is not easy. I promise you guys, it's not. You're going to be cussing it maybe if you cuss, but you're going to not like this part. And so just maybe do a little bit and then go do something else and then come back and do a little bit more, because you'll miss some, you'll drop it, it'll get in a knot maybe even. But this part is so fun. Now we're going to go back in this, just pick another spot on here. You're not going to have to fill in the whole head or the whole body to make his fur. Now I've got my 2 loops here again. I got this one, and I'm just going to grab this with my finger, and I'm just going to help that guide that over my hook there, and I'm going to go on with my next chain 5 space. And we're just going to do this all the way around. You want to go all the way around his head, his ears, go down the back of his head and down his neck, and then I'm going to go down into his body. And he's going to be fabulous when he's done, but these make a big difference. But like I said, you don't have to use this furry yarn. If you just want to use a regular yarn and then do a chain 3 or chain 4, that's fine too. He's still going to come out really cute if you just do little loops with the regular yarn. But there's a little video on Lambert. Now I'm going to keep doing my crochet loops all the way around, and stay tuned.